Speaking of those Pistons, Cade Cunningham reports that he's about to be a very rich man.
Ooh.
Reports that he will be offered his max rookie extension, which is 5 years, $226 million. He's played 138 games. We can see his stats here.
That is crazy.
Played 138 of a possible 246 games. They've won 23% of their games when he has played. Though this year he did average nearly a career high, almost 23 points, 8 assists. So has he shown so far that he's no? He can be a building block or a part of a winning franchise for Detroit.
And for them, he's only played half the games. But when you have a franchise and you really have no clear-cut superstar, you got to pay somebody. And he's the luckiest man in the world right now, and averaging in those numbers 26 and 5, and that's cool. But somebody has to score on a bad team, so those numbers are kind of like you know what I mean? Like how good really is, because somebody has to score on a bad team. But then when I look at the field goal percentage and the 3-point shooting, 42, low 40s, low 30s, that's tough. You know what I'm saying? That's tough, and I don't know if I would pay him that type of money, because so that kind of puts a chokehold on your franchise. You know what I'm saying? You give him, what's the number, 250, 300? How much?
5 for 226, I think. It's about 45 per.
But you know what I'm saying? That's actually a premium for your superstar.
Yeah.
So you
can what they cost these days.
You can think about paying him, or you can try to trade him for a veteran player or whatever, and see if you can get something for him. But that's about average for your superstar player. So obviously, like I said, he's the luckiest. Not lucky because he deserves it, but he's in a situation where they have to pay somebody, and he's the guy.
Yeah, I like Cade. I fuck with Cade. That's my young boy. It's just he in a fucked up situation right now.
Right.
Out there in Detroit. I'm hoping that they can turn that franchise around as far as, the upper office and all that shit. That's always been my thing with them. But no, young boy can play ball at the end of the day. I really like him because he's a big point. As we always say about Scotty and, a whole, like Ant Edwards, Luka, a whole lot of other forwards. He's a point forward. Like, he got the size with him, and you take advantage of that, and his numbers look good for an advancing. I can't say that too fast. As an advancing young player, he's picking up his game. You know what I'm saying? His scoring has been up. He's starting to learn and understand the game as far as on a pro level. I like Cade. It's just the fact that the team he with right now, they taking a lot of lumps on their head and shit. They got a lot of other good young players, with JD on there and Jay Wiseman, Jalen Duren, JD, young Jay Ivy.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? They got a good young nucleus, but here's the thing. As that, I guess, coach, GM, or COO, whoever, basketball player, basketball operations, all that shit, who's ever in those positions, I got a good nucleus. I got a good nucleus of guys and draft picks who we've did and trades over the last few years. I got a good team. What are they going to do to help that advance? I got to have a good bench. I got to bring veteran players in who can help my young guys. Because a team full of young guys, you are going to be very, very entertaining during the season. Yeah. But y'all might win like about 28 games.
Yeah. They haven't won more than 23 games in 5 years. So 28 would be a good step.
And then here's I can't even put it on the coach. It's not Monty's fault.
It's been before.
You know what I'm saying? Exactly. That's my thing.
But man, if you look at Detroit's team, they kind of look like a G League team in terms because they keep all them young boys. Like they don't got no veterans.
It's just lottery pick after
just
lottery
a bunch of lottery picks after lottery picks.
Yep.
You got just a young team, and you said it right. Like I would look to try to trade some of that young talent, and you got to almost start with Cade because he's the head of the snake of the team because he's a really good player, and I just don't know how good he is, and I want to see him with some other good players in a different situation. You know what I'm saying? You put him in a different situation, we might see a whole nother player. But when you're just in such a losing environment, you're in a losing situation, I mean, your morale can't be high.
Yeah, I was about to say, it fucks
Right.
with your
You know what I'm saying?
psyche.
You can't. Your morale can't be high. So he could probably be a whole next level player, but we haven't seen it because they so used to going into the game as the underdog. You know, you done lost a franchise. An NBA record. Well, did they break the record of losses in a row?
26, something
You know
like
what I'm
that.
saying? So
yeah.
like,
How much did they lose?
man, like how you know your psyche got to be. You know your morale, your psyche got to be at the lowest point. So
Fact.
I think sometimes Detroit just have to really understand, okay, we're getting some of these good young talent with these high draft picks, but we got to start trading some of these picks for some of these veteran players and people that can help us win games now and build off them. Because us winning 15, 20 games a season, losing 60 games, and I remember going to Detroit playing. Man, that crowd used to be crazy up there. It was tough to play in Detroit. Now you go to Detroit and you're like, shoot, man. All right, you know what I'm saying? You go on the strip like, all right, we're about to go beat Detroit real fast, and then we're about to
Right,
go
you
this
won't
next
even think
game.
about
Man.
it, yeah.
You're not even tripping. We're about to go beat
At
Detroit.
all.
We're not tripping. Detroit playing. If I knew I had to play Detroit, I'm partying all night.
But that's the same way.
You know what I'm saying?
In our day,
Yeah, I'm partying
that's the
all-
same way we looked at the Clippers,
Yeah,
the
we part-
Hawks,
Right.
all of it.
Hey.
Like we went.
Yeah,
Now seriously, we went
yeah.
to LA back when we was playing.
All right.
Now you thinking because they, you know, you thinking like, oh man, like I said, there's a difference between playing against cold. Like when you play against the because usually when you go to LA, you play the two teams. You're gonna play the
Back
Lakers
to
and the
back,
Clippers
yeah.
back to back. You might party all night, but knowing you're gonna play the Clippers the next day. But when you play the Lakers, you sleep at 8. It's a difference. You know what I'm saying? Like it's a difference. If I'm playing Detroit tomorrow, man, we can party
Get
all
it
night.
in.
We can go back to the hotel and even play some cards all night long. We only got to sleep. We can take a nap.
We'll
You know,
we'll
after
still be
shoot
all
around
right.
and stuff. We still be. I
Down
still
here?
feel comfortable that I could beat them. You know what I'm saying? But it's some teams most of the teams you can't think like that. You like I gotta get my rest. I gotta get my The Pistons, as of today, you're not tripping.
Last 5 years, 14 wins, 17, 23, 20, and 20.
Come on, man.
Hey.
They play too much.
Yeah, that's how we used to look at the Hawks down here. Shit.
It's easy money.
What? Come down here, man. I'm going out.
You was a
tonight.
former Hawk, by the way, so you talking about this is your legacy.
For sure.
Right,
For sure. But before I came down here, shit, the night before the game,
Man, where
shit,
we at?
hey, Magic City,
Where we at?
this
Where we
and
at?
that.
Now we
you
gonna hit the
know.
club, then Magic.
Oh man.
Then the after hour spot to get something to eat.
Hey, and then go out there, you know, half of us and half of the NBA back then when we were playing, and we played the Hawks here in Atlanta. Oh shit, I guarantee you, half of the motherfuckers is drunk.
Still got liquor
During
in
the
the
game.
It's like a liquor cabinet during tip off. Like, golly, boy, you was on that whiskey.
Still?
You was on that
Yeah.
whiskey last night,
Bro.
wasn't you, my boy?
Yeah, but that's how it is, though. You know, you got cities like that in the league, and it just transition. You know what I'm saying? It just transition. So now, just think about it. You got to look at cities like Indiana,
Hold up, whoa, what were you about to say?
cities like Nat, cities like Oklahoma City. You know what I'm saying? With these young teams in there, here they are now. They're in the NBA, but yeah, back then when we was playing, shit.
That's a night off.
What we
the
doing?
night the fuck
What are we
off.
doing? Because we knew we could turn it on at any time and beat that team. You know what I'm saying? Oh man, please.
What's a coach like? How does a coach keep you motivated? Or he don't even need to because he knows y'all know when to turn it on.
I mean, you pros, so you
Yeah.
know,
Right.
dudes are self-motivated because you
Right.
got families and you got reputation stuff to uphold and all that type of stuff. Dudes want to go do their job, but it's a mindset. And NBA players and NBA teams know we're better than this team. Like we can beat this team. Like you almost count all right, now we got this 10 games on the road. If we look at the schedule, we could probably go at least 8-2, 9-1. You know, we could beat
Yeah.
them. You know what I'm saying? So
We looking at the East Coast
yeah,
trip.
you look at the East Coast. You look at them
Looking
trips, and you be like,
forward.
okay, we got a 5-game road trip going out east. We got to come back 4-1. We can win this, boom, boom, boom. We got to come back 4-1. If we go 5-0, ooh,
Even
but we
better.
can at least win 4. So you start looking at your roster against their roster, like, oh, we can beat them, and everybody does it. It's not nothing new. I'm not saying
Right.
nothing new.
Yeah. Did a poll in chat. Is Cade Cunningham worth that money? 53% say no.
Man, I'm trying.
Because
To
they
tell
haven't seen him.
Say no. I wonder how many people have seen him. Like you said, he does get buckets. The shooting numbers don't look great. But like you said, on a bad team, you getting the focus. You the
somebody-
number one.
Somebody has to score on a bad team.
But
Exactly.
so you getting the number one defender on
I
everybody's
don't
team
care,
every single
bro.
night.
You shoot. You saw it. He's shooting volume shots. Man, bro, if you shoot 20 shots in a game, you're gonna get 20.
And you talking about 43% from the
it's
field,
43,
32% from
Like, he
three.
can-
Because you're the
Them
number
good
one on
numbers, though.
You number one on every team scouting report.
Exactly.
Because your team is cheap.
That don't mean nothing though.
Being number one,
It
that
does
don't mean nothing.
on a bad
No,
team. It don't mean nothing.
It does and it doesn't. It does because of the simple fact, like, all right, like, yeah, with him being on a bad team, you gonna put your young fellas out there to play.
Yeah.
You gonna put your rookies on them, man. You know, your second or third year players. You know what I'm saying? Who probably motherfuckers that was in his class.
Right.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So, all right, yeah, I'm gonna put them out there on them. But at the end of it all, like, yeah, I'm on a bad team. You know what I'm saying? It's the same way for years that we looked at Dominique Wilkins. Here with the Hawks, you know, he did his thing. Like he was on the scouting report.
Yeah.
It's playoffs, all-star games, all that. He was on the scouting report, but the motherfucker ain't had no help down here.
Right.
Just imagine if he would have had a not even an all-star, but just a good quality center.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Just imagine if he would have had that. It would have made it a different team.
Yeah.
Just so happened that Cade, you know, he on a bad team. They ass like two naked butt cheeks on the toilet right now. You know what I'm saying? It ain't his fault.
Stupid,
Yeah.
man. You stupid.
It ain't his fault, though.
It's not.
You know what I'm saying? But he's still going out there and performing for the simple fact, like, you know, maybe it could be in hopes of him, like, shit, like, man, I hope these motherfuckers trade me tomorrow. But let me go ahead and keep, you know, keep my status up just in case I do get traded.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You never
Let me work
know.
on my game
You never know.
for- yeah.
Let me work on my game.
And dudes probably ain't giving they, but like, if I had a back-to-back with Detroit and Milwaukee, and I had to guard Cade Cunningham and Dame Lillard the next day,
Back to back.
I ain't really tripping off guarding Cade Cunningham the day before. I'm a guarding, but you know, it's whatever. We're still gonna beat them. I'm more focused on Dame because that's a winning situation over there, and then we gotta really. This is a game we gotta
And
go
I
in
can pick
sneak.
up my name.
Yeah, I gotta go in the sneak and win this dude. I gotta compete against this dude. But Cade is not really on that level yet where I can make a name off myself against him. So I ain't gonna put him on that. Oh, I got, you know what I'm saying? But if he keep playing and get in the right situation and start winning, yeah, he can get that because he's a good player, like you said. I mean, every NBA player can play.
Right.
But you know what I'm saying? It's just situational on how great you can be.
I think he could be like a Michael Porter Jr.
Hey,
Yeah, as far as like, you know, we
a number
we
3,
know
14.
on that team with Denver, no, we know he wasn't the shit, he wasn't the man, but you know, he did hit some good
It's
threes
like your
for
number,
him.
yeah, your number 3 option.
number 3.
Exactly. He did play some good D for him. I think he could be like that on a winning team, on a
Okay.
winning situation. Like, let's just say he do get traded to, you know, it's hypothetical that we're saying, so don't y'all put this out there. Let's say he gets traded to San Antonio. Well, we know that he's not going to be number one fucking option in San Antonio,
100%.
Right.
but he's going to be that, you know, second
real
or third
solid number
option.
2,
You know what
yeah.
I'm saying? To, I think right now, as far as what he should do or how he's playing in his career, that's what I got to keep doing. I got to keep just doing and playing my game, getting my numbers, because eventually all these other motherfuckers see me because, as you just said a second ago, I'm number one on the scouting report.
Yeah.
And I'm getting buckets. Yeah, I'm on a terrible team,
Right.
but I'm the motherfucker that's getting the buckets on this terrible team.
But he only averaging 20.
No, true, but that's what I'm saying. He's not your leading scorer.
That's
He
crazy.
could be
Like
like
on a
your
winning team.
third
and that's what I
scorer
worry
on a
about
winning
because
team.
if you got your own franchise, you can shoot all the balls, and you're only getting 20 a night. That's
Well, now you say at first the numbers don't matter. Now he
no.
only getting 20.
I'm just saying though, but 20 ain't. If you get your own franchise, you can shoot every ball. He's supposed to be at 25, 30. He's supposed to be
He the
balling.
point guard though. He got a 6.5 assists.
Name 2 people that's scoring on that team.
They got to be everybody else.
No, you
Jaden Ivey got to
name
get
it.
buckets.
Is it
Jalen
Jalen
Duren got to
Duren?
get buckets.
He's probably the
He's
only
probably
other
t-
big
that's what I'm saying.
time scorer on that team,
He's
Jalen
not big time.
Duren.
He's not a big time scorer. He's never probably.
No, I'm talking about for that team.
For this,
Jalen
yeah.
Duren.
He is the big time
He's a
scorer
big
for
time
that team.
rebounder.
Big time rebound.
They need it all.
And for that
No, I'm
team.
just saying though,
Yeah.
but ain't no reason he can't be averaging 25 or 30 on this team because he can shoot any ball he wants. So that disturbs me that you're only getting 20.
But then you
On a
say
ba-
his numbers was even low. If he was at 25, but he was shooting 38% and 28.
No, I'm just
from
saying
three.
though, but that just let me know, like, bro, you're not the feature.
No, but if he's also on that mindset of, okay, I'm playing with another. I'm playing with a good power forward, a good young power forward.
I'm just saying they all young though.
Right. No. I agree with what you're saying. They all are young, but if I'm playing with another good young power forward, I don't have to shoot all the ball. So it's like now, like shit. If I'm averaging this and that, I'm gonna go ahead and give that shit to you.
Pull up their stats. Pull up Detroit stats.
I'm pretty sure it's low. It ain't nothing impressive.
He's probably averaged 9 and 9. You know how y'all doing in Detroit.
But
wow.
You know how y'all doing in Detroit. He averaged 9 and 9. Jaden Ivory probably averaged about 13, 14. He need to be if I'm gonna give you $250 million, I need 25 a night. I don't need 20, and he barely.
But he can get that though.
What's the number?
The 20 was for his career. This year he was at 23. They had Bojan Bogdanovic was at 20 a game before he got traded.
Cade can get that.
Fontecchio was at 15. Ivy was at 15. Duran was at 14. Alec Burks was at 13. Isaiah Stewart was at 11.
And that's never been a problem with Cade. I've been knowing him since high school. That's never been a problem with him with scoring.
Yeah, this year he was at 23. He shot 45% from the field, 36% from three.
Oh, that's better.
So those are his career numbers.
Okay.
For this past year, he was at 23, 8 assists, closer to the numbers you were saying.
Okay. I didn't.
Yeah,
I ain't got my glasses on. I couldn't see that fine print.
Yeah, okay. Hey, put your glasses on, cuz.
Yeah, the good ones.
To see these stats that I'm saying. You know what I mean? But no, Cade is a good player. And again, he's in a situation where he is that number one scorer on that team. Mm-hmm. But if you put him in let's say he is a Michael Porter Jr., you know what I'm saying? I think he can fill that role being that third scorer. You know what I'm saying? Because, I ain't got that pressure every night.
Oh, yeah.
That pressure on y'all too.
Right.
I'm going to just sit up here, if I hit me 2 or 3 threes, shit, that's more than what they expecting from me.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But being on that trash-ass team, night in, night out, guess what I got to do? I got to go get me these buckets. Yeah, I said it. They a trash-ass team right true, now. It's the truth. Got to call a spade, how it goes.
You can't go back to Detroit.
No, I can't go back to Detroit. I always got love there because they know I'm going to tell the truth. Right now, I fucks with the D. That's team 1A. My heart and soul is with the Sixers. I grew up there in Philly, but Detroit's team 1A. I definitely feel them. Like, right now, the city ain't happy with them.
I feel you.
Are they?
No.
See?
No.
I feel you.
City ain't happy with them.